Okay, everybody, here is our kickoff call for really two things. First of all, the month of March, which is upcoming here. And second of all, the pre-launch for the 10 rounds program that's going to be launching in March and April, which I will be spending most of the call on today, most of our time on the call today. Quick reminder about finishing February. Make sure to finish February strong. One of the things is by making Success Club. One of the little things about Success Club that I try to remind you guys every month is that in order to qualify for Success Club, it's not just the points. You also need to have 90 points of product on Home Direct. That most people just do that with Shakeology, but it could be any sort of combination of products, you know, a bunch of bars and some Energizer or something like that. Doesn't matter what it is, just has to be 90 points on Home Direct. So just make sure that you have that whole thing covered. Okay, so with that, let's get into it. I'm gonna share my screen, my computer, and we'll talk a little bit first about the schedule for March. So here's March. Yeah, I will go over this, probably spend a little bit more time on it next week. Just a couple of things to highlight. I've got sort of relevant dates here for, you know, our regular Tuesday night activities. By the way, nothing tonight. Monica is hiking in Grand Canyon, in case you missed that. Then some key dates for 10 rounds, which I'll go through. That's obviously our product launch. Featured products, we're going to do bars again. Quick note on the featured product. If you have made a sale of Power Greens this month, please go ahead and update that spreadsheet that we have, because next week I will also be doing the drawing. Last time I checked, there were only 3 entries. So I find it hard to believe only 3 people have sold Power Greens because it's such a great product. But that could well be what's going on. So that's the calendar for March. As always, you'll find all this stuff in the files section. And just look for that like maybe 10 minutes after the call. I've got a few things I'm still kind of adding to that, because we had some changes this morning to the 10 rounds launch, which is what I really want to go through now. I'm just pulling up my presentation here. Oh, whoops. I'm just pulling up my presentation here. Where are you? Okay, hold on, guys. All right. Hello, where are you? Zoom, there you are. Okay, share my screen. We'll get going with the presentation on 10 rounds. All right, as promised, here's the pre-launch training. So March is going to be a busy little month. Really encourage you guys to dial in with this information. This launch is a little bit different than others. It's got a lot of the same hallmarks that we've learned and kind of become accustomed to with VIP early access and with some groups ahead of times, and with some staggered availability between when coaches have the program available and when customers have the program available. I'll break it all down for you. It's actually pretty simple. And we also have a wide variety of packs. We'll talk about all that stuff as we kind of go through it. So that's what we're going to go through: program overview, packs, pricing, training tools, marketing materials, key dates, including some of the stuff that's just specific for you guys. So yeah, it's kind of, let's do a little FAQ in the beginning of this thing. The first thing, will there be a free sample workout? Yes. This says March 9th. That's actually a typo. I'm just going to correct that really quickly because it's actually March 16th now. So yes, there will be a free sample workout. It'll be on March 16th. This is one of the changes that was just made this morning, where they changed a couple of dates around. I just didn't catch that one. Basically just pushing back a few things 1 week from the 9th to the 16th. I have a detailed calendar for you that will make sense of all of this. Will there be prep workouts? Yes, those will also be coming out on the 16th. And along with this boxing basics introductory video. You know, I think a lot of us have had exposure to this, whether it's, you know, doing, you know, the Kenpo workout from P90X all the way back to that, or even Power 90 had some sort of punching moves in it. And then obviously Quarter Force with Joel and Jericho was another program that's kind of going to be along the same lines. So that's going to be pretty cool and exciting. When can we purchase 10 rounds? March 16th, which is also the day the workouts come available. So one of the things you're going to see here with the schedule is there isn't this staggered the day you can buy it and then the day you can actually start doing the program. It's the same day is when everything happens on the same day, except for customers. Customers are in April, coaches are in mid-March, okay? Whoops. Will coaches have access to the program during the purchase window? Yes, they will. So they're not going to take the workouts down again. That everybody seemed to agree that was just dumb and unnecessary and didn't need to happen. And why do we take the workouts down? It was just dumb. So we're not going to do that anymore. We'll just have all the workouts available on March 16th. You'll have access to the whole program essentially. When customers get it, April 6th. Okay, so that's the staggered timeline. March 16th, it's available for coaches. April 6th, it's available for customers. March 16th, the videos go up. They don't come down. Okay, they just go up. When does VIP early access start? April 6th, right? So that's when the customer window starts, but there's no gap for them either. So in the past, we've had a couple of these launches where, we've had it like, the customer window, like for Barbelin, I don't remember exact dates. Customer window opened up before Christmas. They didn't get the program until January 6th, I think, something like that. That's not the way this one's going to work. So simplified here a little bit, which I think is good because I think there's just too many moving parts in the past. Where can we find promotion assets? Couple different places, okay? They're always going to be in the Coach Online office. I try to take the stuff in the Coach Online office and also put it in our Facebook group, just to prevent you guys from hunting for things. Sometimes the way the Coach Online office, you're navigating it, I think it can kind of bury stuff. And so I like to put all that stuff in our file section too. We'll also be creating some other assets that I'll talk about as we kind of go through this thing. So let's talk a little bit about it. I think you guys have probably all seen a lot of information about this 6-week boxing program. 5 days a week, 3 days boxing, 2 days weightlifting. Minimal equipment you're needed here, okay? What's cool about this is they're shooting in these different cities in the US, and I've been sharing a bunch of the media. You've probably seen some of it where they're on a bus and they've just got this rad tour bus and they're driving around the country and they're filming these live. That's why we had the little change in the schedule that we had was they didn't give themselves enough time to edit everything. So they just need one more week to make sure that everything gets edited and we have great music and everything else that everybody loves about the workouts. What do we got? 30 workouts. Okay, so 6 weeks of workouts, the calendar, the Beachbody Guide to Nutrition, as always. Free sample workouts. So on March 9th, there will be I have the March 9th for boxing basics and the free sample workout. I'm not positive on that. I think actually the boxing basics may be pushed to 316 along with the prep workouts. But on the 9th, there will be a free sample workout that'll be on Beachbody On Demand. So customers, you guys, everybody who has access to BOD can get it there. It'll also be a Vimeo link for that. So we like to use Vimeo just because YouTube tends to love to play other videos after. And Vimeo is a better resource for that. It also looks better on Vimeo, I think. Then there's going to be the Introduction Nutrition. Also, sample meal plans for 2B Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix. I think that's going to be really, really handy and great. That should help us promote those two programs. I just had a conversation with somebody over the weekend about the difference between the two. And, in explaining that, I just kept thinking like, wow, if I just had like a sample meal plan that I could share with her, that would be really ideal. So I'm sure we have those somewhere, but it just came across the idea as I looked at this morning. So here's the bus tour. There's the bus, first of all. So these are the cities that they're going to be filming in. So when you watch or do the workouts, they're not filmed in, Beachbody Studios. So it's the same background every time. They're actually in these cities. And there are coach events in these cities. Obviously, February 1st, February 15th, those ones are done as long as the 22nd, right? Yeah, it's 24th today. There is one today, actually, in Charleston. So if you're in Charleston, maybe make that one. There's one tomorrow in DC, and there's one on March 1st in Philly, but it is sold out. So these are the different coach events that have been going on. We've been promoting those as well. This is just part of the slides that I got from them. Okay, so 3 things to pay attention to. The first one is that we're going to have a program specific t-shirt again, which is really cool. We've been asking them to bring back the finishers t-shirts, as we like to call them, and they did. And so the finishers t-shirts are back. It's going to look something like this. This is a mock-up of it. You'll get, I'm sure they'll have the final one out pretty soon. But basically, you got to purchase 10 rounds by May 31st and submit your results to the Beachbody Challenge by July 31st. That's basically just limiting it to people who have VIP early access. Because as you'll see, this is going to go on to the regular BOD subscription. And again, we'll get there with these dates. But that's the first one to pay attention to. There is a special t-shirt, which is cool. Next one. Okay. I want you to pay careful attention to this. If you're a coach and you've never sponsored anybody to be a coach or a customer, you've never signed up a customer, you've never signed up a coach, and you sign up your first customer or coach with a 10 rounds pack, you're going to get a free towel. Okay. We will likely, they haven't announced this formally, but they've hinted at it. We'll likely be able to buy these as well. I'm sure they're not going to be, very expensive, $30 value. I don't know that that's how much they're going to charge for those, but there's a free gift just to get people into the enroller pool. And why are we doing that? It's really interesting when you look at the data for the people who join what we call the enroller pool. In other words, make people who are actually sponsoring coaches and customers versus people who never get there. And the numbers are actually pretty staggering. So this is just a little bit of an incentive to get people into the enroller pool. Okay, here's a big change from previous launches that we need to pay attention to. You'll see down at the bottom, this will replace the 2-week VIP coach launch group. So there is no VIP coach launch group for this program, okay? Instead, what they are gonna do is on March 16th, both coaches and customers, okay, can join a group that Joel is going to run. That group is gonna do a couple of things. First of all, it's gonna talk a lot about the program and a lot about what's going on. Second, the coaches in the group, if they've purchased VIP access, will have started the workouts. So there'll be some discussion about the workouts. Now, if you haven't purchased VIP access or you're not a coach, because this is during the exclusive coach window, then you won't have started this workout, which should help us generate a little bit of FOMO and a little bit of, people wanting to do the program and getting a little bit excited about that, which means unless they want to wait till April 6th, they're going to become coaches, which should be really positive. So there'll be a focus on that, but it's a different type of group. It's not the 2-week VIP coach launch group that you've seen in the past. It's very, very different. This is the change just this morning. They decided to do this differently and then also push back the release date 1 week, essentially. So that's the group. I'll go back and answer questions about all this stuff in a minute. I'll actually pause in just a second because I want to look at the calendar. So this is the calendar. This is what it looks like. I will make this readily available to you and also have those dates on that first calendar I showed you our plan for March here. But you're going to have a free sample workout on March 9th. Again, that'll be on Beachbody On Demand and Vimeo. So easy to share, even for people who don't have Beachbody On Demand. We can get access to that via the Vimeo link. Then the coach exclusive launch window starts and runs from March 16th to April 5th, right? The 10 rounds group, it says VIP launch group, but this is the group I just talked about with customers and their coaches and their customers who are interested in learning more about the program. That's the 16th to the 22nd, which is also when the workouts now become available, right? So on March 16th, March 9th, we have a sample workout. March 16th, we can buy the program and you will get access to the workouts right away. Again, they're not doing this thing where they're going to take them down when the customers come online. The workouts are just going to go up. And when the customers come online, they'll have access to the workouts. Kind of that simple. There's an apparel launch if you're interested in that. There is a promotional period for $20 off on challenge packs. That runs from March 16th when things start, because remember, coaches can buy challenge packs too, until April 30th. So the April 6th to April 30th is your window of opportunity to get customers a $20 discount on the challenge pack. Okay, so just keep all that in mind. offers on sale for customers April 6th. Then it seems a little redundant there. I'm not sure why they put that in. Then the VIP access, early access runs from April 6th until October 1st. So this will go on BOD October 1st, which is a fairly long time period. You know, that's a nice long VIP period. This is another thing we're starting to see more of. Certainly saw that with 6 weeks of the work. We have these longer VIP early access periods, and it comes to BOD a little bit later. It seems like the research they've done has indicated that that's been a pretty good way to go with it. Before I get into packs and pricing and all this stuff, I want to just real quick see if we've got questions about any of this stuff. Where's my group? No questions. It's also crystal clear. I love that. If you do have questions, please type them into the group. I really appreciate it. And again, for those of you guys just watching me do what is normally a call in a private group, Zoom didn't work today. So we're doing it this way. Adapt and overcome. All right, let me get back to my presentation and we'll go through the different packs. Different packs, pretty, you'll be familiar with all of these. This is nothing, I don't think there's anything in here that is gonna jump up and bite anybody and you're gonna go, what is that thing? Pretty standard. We have digital unlock. You just unlock the program. You don't get any of the program materials or anything else with that. That's pricing for those. Then there's an accessory bundle that comes with the calendar, the Getting Started Right guide, and the guide to nutrition, and also the resistance loops. If you've seen in some of the other pictures, Joel has a resistance loop around his feet. That's apparently for footwork, and maybe they're using them for something else. Most of us have those, but maybe you need a fresh set. They do break. I broke one just the other day, actually, while I was stretching. As I mentioned earlier, $20 off right now. That is scheduled to end April 30th, but we're going to call it for a limited time only. All right, so base challenge and completion pack. This is the annual BOD membership, 10 rounds accessory bundle, and either Shakeology or the performance stack. If you've already got BOD, then you're looking at the completion pack. If you don't have Beachbody On Demand, then it's the challenge pack, and all your pricing is here, along with the sort of before and after the promotion as well. So this is, by the way, this is a pretty smoking deal. Like we'll talk more about how to promote these things, but you know, if you look at the price of Shakeology at $130, then you look at the price of these challenge packs, this is a pretty good deal, you know, especially that completion pack. I mean, the completion pack, basically somebody's already got an on-demand membership. They're getting a bag of Shakeology along with the accessory bundle for 10 rounds. So it's a pretty good deal, especially if they're already drinking Shakeology. All right, deluxe challenge pack. We're basically combining Shakeology and the performance stack here and tossing a couple of shaker cups with that, which is kind of cool. The mega challenge pack, again, we're sort of, you know, we're adding a 3-day refresh and beach bars now to the mega challenge pack, which is kind of a nice minor change, but also just gets people more product in their hands. Here's a nice little breakdown that I would take this and print it up. You'll have access to all these slides as soon as I'm done or within about 10, 15 minutes after the call's over. I think these are really handy little references just to have. So when you're talking to somebody, you can walk them through the different options really quickly and do some math for them. You know, that's what I always encourage you guys to do, is just do some simple math. You know, if they're already interested in Shakeology, you know, that's your base price right there. And then just everything else just builds value on top of that. Training and marketing. Okay, so live training, there was a live training in the champions page. Kevin Shaw basically went through what I'm going through this morning. Then March 3rd, Joel will jump into the champions page. So look forward to that. He's on the road right now in Charleston today, right? Yeah, that's what we said. Again, the Coach Online office and the files section, the plan for March. So that's where all this stuff is be. I'll show that to you. Actually, it's not set up yet, but you'll see it just under the plan for March. Okay, that's where I'm putting all this launch stuff. I'm not creating a separate file for the launch because it's all falls under March anyway. And by the time we get to April, we'll be nice and comfy with all this information. Here's some stuff you can look for in the Coach Online office. And again, in that file section, I'll try and put as much of it as I can. But before and afters, we'll talk about that in just a second. The pack comparisons I just showed you, you can get those out of this slide. Pre-order commitment tracker, some social media. There's a 10 rounds blog article that's really good. We're actually taking that, kind of redoing it for our website. Here's the pre-order commitment tracker, so that once we go live, you can just crank out all your share carts and you got everything in one spot. You make sure everybody gets what they want. A couple of before and afters, pretty good, pretty incredible transformation here. He's just a year older than I am, and look at that. Pretty incredible transformation from this guy. You can see the before and after is pretty impressive. 18.2 pounds. That is tightening up the nutrition in addition to doing this workout. I'll tell you that right now. But good for him. Here's another one, Karen. So pretty incredible. Video assets, few things to look forward to coming from Beachbody. And again, I'll try and consolidate all this stuff and make sure it's easy for you guys to access in our group. But videos on the importance of joining a group. Introduction to nutrition video. That is the type of stuff we really need to lean on. Introduction to nutrition. That's really, what makes the difference. You look at those before and afters, those people really tightened up their nutrition, because that's what makes all the difference in this whole thing. The workouts are the fun part, right? The six-part reality series, I've got the first one from LA already in the file section. As they come out with more, I'll just pop them all in there so you can get to them. They're on Facebook now. I'm not sure if they're also going to be putting them on Beachbody On Demand, but so far they've just been putting them in the 411 page, although I've only seen one and it was just today. So sample workout, more sizzle videos. We're also working on separately. I don't know if I've got another. Yeah. Separately from this, we're going to be working on things like Instagram stories for you guys. And again, you find all that in the file section. Any of the promotional materials we put together will be in there. The Instagram stories we're working on now. And I think, that'll be another thing that's just been really successful. Key dates. When the what is happening. I like that. Again, here's the calendar. Pretty straightforward. Not a lot of moving parts here. Not anywhere near as many moving parts as we've had in the past. The sample workout on the 9th. On the 16th, it's open for coaches. You'll have all the workouts on the 16th. Then on this April 6th, it's open to customers. And they're not going to take the workouts down. They'll all stay up. It's just now customers can buy. So if you want to start and restart, you want to skip through and do some workouts here and some workouts there, just to see what's it all about and get a feel for it, and help promote it. Great. Start on April 6th with your customers. There's no lag for them either. April 6th is when it goes on sale for them. April 6th is when they can access it. So super, super simple schedule this time, which I think is awesome. Again, if you have questions, please put them in the comments and tag me, and I'm going to go check real quick and just see, do we have any questions? Looks like we do. Yeah, they actually have a Vimeo. So Kim is just asking about Vimeo. Where are these videos on Vimeo? They actually have a Vimeo channel, which I will just link you to real quick, because it just takes a sec. It usually takes a sec, but I'm not logged in. Come on. Oh, annoying beast. Oh, no wonder. Come on, you. Just let me find it real quick. Yeah, I'll just show it to you real quick. And then actually, let me link it to you first. I will say it's not super well organized. But but that's just me. I'm kind of, anal retentive when it comes to organization. So, but it's Beachbody Coach is what it is. That's vimeo.com/beachbodycoach. This is where you're going to see all the different stuff. And again, there's a lot of stuff in here, and it's not, you can see like the Spanish language stuff. I'd have that, in a different spot. But this is where you're going to find all these kind of teaser videos, anything that's going to be, that they put out. They don't put everything here, which is a little bit unfortunate, but true. They don't put everything here, but this is their channel. Sometimes you have a little bit more success just searching for it. But to make it simple, I'm just going to link you to it. Okay. So once they put it out, I'll just pop it in the files group. And so you'll have easy access to it. Again, sample workout's also going to be on Beachbody On Demand. And I'm not clear about whether that will be only accessible by people who already have access to Beachbody On Demand, or if they're going to put it in front of the sign in, if that makes sense. In front of the paywall is what we would call that. But I'm not really sure how they're going to do that yet, but we'll also have access to the Vimeo one. So let me see if there are other questions. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So that's it. It's actually a pretty simple launch. Super excited about this program. This is a cool one. This is one of those programs that, I'm like, hey, that's not going to hurt my shoulder. Awesome. There's something I can dive into. So I'm really fired up about it. And I think, this is going to be a really good one. I think Joel just presents a trainer that a lot of people love. And anytime you got a trainer that a lot of people love, that's a recipe for not just success, but longevity. I look at the longevity of Lift 4. Lift 4 has really stood the test, and I think that's a program people are going to be doing for a couple of years, just because it's such a great mix of what is going on. People love the 4-day-a-week schedule, and people just really like Joel and the progression of it as it goes, and as the workouts kind of slightly change a little bit, but generally kind of following the same recipe of lifting weights, doing some cardio, lifting weights, doing some cardio, lifting weights, doing some cardio, and getting it all done pretty quick. So exciting news. Looking forward to the launch. As always, if you have questions, please pop them in the comments section. I'm more than happy to make sure, we get everything answered. Just want to get teed up, fired up for this, and let you guys know that, again, in the files section for the plan for March is where to look for all this stuff. Okay. All the stuff for the 10 rounds launch will be there. Again, things like Instagram stories, really want to encourage you guys to use those. We create these assets. Every time I use them, well, not every time, but a lot of the times when I use them, especially the energized ones, I use the energized ones a lot. People reach out to me and they say these are really good. It's usually other coaches just telling me, how'd you do that? But I really want to encourage you guys to use these assets. We spend time creating them. You should take advantage of that. People are selling these things for, I think there was a $30 package I saw with Barb Len that some virtual assistant had created that was basically the same stuff we were creating. So we'll create those. I'll also have some more stuff for Beach Bars, some to help with the promotions of Beach Bars. Again, that's our featured product again in March. And as we finish February, just as another reminder, make sure you got that 90 PV order to qualify for Success Club. It's not just the points. You also have to have the 90 PV order on Home Direct. It doesn't have to be Shakeology. That's how most people are going to do it, but it doesn't have to be Shakeology. It can be a combination of other stuff, Performance Stack, Bars Energize, or whatever it is that you regularly consume. Just make sure it's at least 90 points and you are good to go. And with that, I will look forward to your comments. Check the files section here in a little bit for some updated info, and I will talk to you guys later.